Well, hello again. You know, it's all about the women. It's all about the women. Let me tell you something. We are so excited to continue to honor these amazing musicians right here in Memphis. You know what? I'm your girl, Ambassador Sherry Self. We're here with Trend Reload TV, where we are doing the most. We do the most. We are trending music, culture, and conversation, and we are here honoring amazing women in our great city of Memphis. So we have the one and the only, I call her the all-around woman musician, because not only do you play, you produce, you the sound engineer, you do it all, right? Yeah. We have here Roberta Grandson-Catron, right?
Grandson-Catron.
See, that look like Grandson. Grandson-Catron, welcome to the trend. Welcome to Trend Reload. And also, again, congratulations on being one of our honorees of a musical of a sound. You hear me? Musical sounds of a woman right here in Memphis. Tell me how you feeling right now.
I'm feeling elated, blessed, highly favored.
Hey!
Thank you guys.
Wow. So you've been a musician how long?
Actually, I didn't start playing. I've been in music since high school.
Mm-hmm.
I actually did not start playing until roughly around about 2000, somewhere around there.
Okay, about 2000, really?
Mm-hmm. So I did a lot on the vocal side.
Mm-hmm.
My husband, who's passed away, he was the pianist, and I would do the teaching and instructing, do workshops and things of that nature. So he kind of had me spoiled to where, you know, I had everything.
Really? That's right. So tell me about these workshops. How was it like American Idol? I can see you doing like American Idol. And tell me about that.
Well, so I started in high school, and I had a choir. We actually had a community choir in the Tipton, Fayette, and Shelby County areas out in the country.
Okay.
Called Youth Inspirational Chorale and Divine Inspiration. So from that, churches would call us to do workshops for their choir days and youth days and all of that. So that was kind of where all of that kind of started out, you know. So we would go and, you know, give the people some encouraging words, give them some theory on singing. So we even dealt with kind of the business side of church choir organization, like,
really?
You know, with choir directors, choir president, the responsibilities for the musicians and all that. So it was kind of really a holistic thing. Then we would teach them, because they would come because they wanted to sing, and they didn't know we was going to drop them nuggets on them.
Oh, they wanted to get the mic. They wanted to get the mic.
There you go.
And I'm going to teach you everything.
Everything. Holistic.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah. That is amazing, because a lot of times all they do is want to get the mic, and that's the same thing even with preachers. All they want to do is preach. Yeah. But there is a method even to preach. Yeah. But there's a method to being a musician. There's a business side that, you know, unfortunately, a lot of people don't want to take the time out to learn.
Exactly.
But we thank God that you had the heart to not force it on them, but say, hey, I'm going to not do you a justice, but I'm going to do you a justice and to teach you the business.
That's right.
Wow. Well, who are some of the ones that you looked up to in ministry or anybody musical?
You know, growing up, you know, definitely the late Orlando Draper. He kind of took me under his wings a little bit when I was in high school. He was actually the one that said, you got a gift and you need to use it. You need to push that. Also Kevin Davison, Deborah Flagg, who is actually my minister of music.
My God,
So that's my boss, but is an amazing lady and an amazing mentor from a holistic perspective.
I know, I call her the trailblazer.
Exactly. Wow. So yeah.
So those are some of the local people that are doing crazy, amazing stuff. Wow, they still are.
Yeah, still are.
Every day. I mean, they still are, you know, choirs and things like that.
And also, I want to add, even Jason Clark has taken me under back, and he was actually one of the ones that when we had our choir, he would come and give us workshops.
Wow.
And drop those nuts. So you know, I would study him. and he would allow me to sit under him and just watch how he does things. And still now, I'm still learning.
He is.
I'm ever evolving. Yes.
And I love that the teacher's always a student.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm always.
The teacher's always a student. That's amazing. That is amazing, and that keep you grounded and humble.
Mm-hmm.
And they keep you grounded and humble. So tell us, what are some of the things that you are doing in the city, or what are some things that you're doing? First of all,
okay.
I want to make
Come
sure
on.
I don't forget this. You have an all female band. Like, tell us about that.
Yes. So, my female band is called Ladies Edition.
Okay.
And I've been blessed to connect with a good number, probably over about 30 female musicians around the city.
Wow.
And so depending on what the event is and what the need is, I tell everybody we can go from 2 to 25.
Oh my God, in a minute.
In a finger snap. And so that kind of evolved. I kind of came up with that because me coming up, even as a musician, I did vocals, but I still played a little piano. I actually played for a couple of churches, played piano for a couple of churches, but there was no one that I was aware of that I could, because being a musician as a female is different than being a musician as a male, because for a female, we can't have 12 o'clock midnight rehearsals because we may have children that we have to tend to. We may have husbands that we have to tend to. And so for me, I didn't really have that. So that was the inspiration that said, Berta, just try it and see what you can do. Because what I found out is there are a lot of female gifted musicians in the city and around the state. I've been able to even connect with female musicians in excess of about 5 or 6 states.
Wow.
Yeah, so that sometimes people will call, and if they want a certain thing, I say, well, hey, you can use this person right here. Here's the person that you can go to.
Can do it for others.
Exactly.
That is amazing. That's so unselfish.
Exactly. And so from that, just building their confidence and letting them know they have a support system. Because I'm not going to say I did not have it. I didn't know where it was. As a female. So you was
busy trying to locate God, where my folks at?
Yeah.
And
because I didn't find that, it actually, I was like, well, maybe I ain't supposed to do this, because I played bass guitar, which is not a traditional female. Yeah.
Speaking of bass guitar, something that you taught on, that you was just talking earlier about, I'm a shoe girl. I love shoes, right?
Yes, I see. And those are lovely.
Yes. But you said that, if it came down to shoes or some strings for your guitar, you would definitely spend the money on your strings.
Yeah.
And so you are in love with chucks. You don't have on any today. And so tell me about, all these chucks that you have. Shoes.
I probably have about 50 pairs of chucks.
Wow, oh my God. I don't even own a pair. I think I have one pair of tennis shoes I've been wearing for a while. They just for walking, right?
Yeah.
When I go outside to walk.
So I have certain ones for when I'm performing.
Okay.
We have a little bling to it or something like that. But that was one of those things when I was a little child. I was just like, I love chucks. And I was like, Lord, if you ever bless me to make some money, I want to buy chucks. And I want to go to concerts.
Wow, and now you're doing
so every opportunity that I can have, whether it's a local or on a national, I even travel out of town to go to concerts.
Wow.
Yes, because I like to see what other people are doing. I like to see great shows, what worked good for their shows, what didn't work so good, and then try to bring some of that stuff back. We
appreciate it. And that's why you are being honored right here in the great city of Memphis. We're so excited about that. Yeah. So have you ever done an outside concert? Because I see you doing one. Have you ever done one before?
Yeah.
Let's do it again.
Okay.
We coming back outside. The world is open back up, right?
Yes, right.
And so we need to come outside, because I'm not sure. Do we still have a Stone Soul picnic? I don't know what we have anymore.
I don't think we've had it for a minute, but we got Juneteenth coming up.
Of course, we got Juneteenth coming up.
I know the levy. We've already we committed to something for the levy.
All right. Tell us
later
about
on
that.
This year.
You got the dates already?
I don't have the dates. It will be in October.
Okay. Okay.
So we have the levy sale. We also have the fire department. They have their annual picnic or something like that. That they're still trying to wait on the dates on that.
Okay, great.
Mm-hmm. So for the ladies edition band, we don't do a whole lot. But because the ladies, they play for their own churches. Some of them have their own bands. Hope has her own band. Arnisha has her own band. So I try to be respectful of what they're doing as well, and just grateful when we're able to just kind of bring it together and just do what we do. Yes.
Wow. So you have So what all is involved in this latest edition? Tell me what kind of instruments.
Okay, we have every instrument. I have several drummers. I have a young lady that's in the 12th grade that would just play you outside and bring you right back. I have multiple drummers. I have multiple keyboardists, multiple bass players, multiple. I have horns. I have saxophones, trombones, violinists.
So this is not just a band. This is a big band.
It can be a big band. It can be a big band. Yes.
With one sound, right?
Yes, with one sound.
Wow. Yes. And that's why you are being honored. Yes. That's why we are saying, sis, we see you. We see you. You are doing it. Yes. So let the viewers know where they can, how they can book you.
Okay, you can reach me on Facebook under Roberta Grandson-Catron, or you can reach me on Instagram under Roberta Catron or Roberta Grandson-Catron, or Dive in Music, and you can get all of those things under there. Or you can just call the radio station, get my number.
Yes! Don't forget that's WVE in the trend. Oh my goodness, that's so amazing to be able to sit down with real women, right?
Yes.
Real live women that are doing it. Thank you so much for showing us for the women. Thank you. Oh my God, no, it's over 50, almost 20 of you ladies that we are being honored, and we just want to say, since we see you, we want to celebrate you, and congratulations again, and keep doing it for the ladies.
Thank you.
Keep bringing us together.
Yes,
that sisterhood, nothing like
it's enough for everybody to eat at
everybody. That's a big table. That's a big table. Yeah. Thank you so much. God bless you. Amen. I'm going to give me some chucks. I saw you said you got some sequins chucks.
Yes, I got some sequins. What size you wear?
I wear 7.5.
Look at you.
I got
you never know how to lower
Hey! Thank you so much, y'all. The one and only Roberta Catron.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Talking on trend.
Wow! The one and only, our very own musical sounds of a woman honoree international, Hope Clayburn, the flutist, right? The flutist. I like this quote that you have here in the Relax magazine. She says, "If there is no hope, there is, and she will funk you up."
That's right.
That's what she said. That's what she said. She gonna mess you up because you have a soul, a jazz, this funky mixture of all that in this little flute.
That's right.
Wow. Welcome to Trend Reload TV. I'm your host, Ambassador Sherry Self. And you guys, we have the honor to have you here in the studio. Welcome to, oh my goodness.
Well, thanks for having me.
Flutist, international flutist.
Yeah.
Tell us, how did you get started with this instrument?
Well, I started originally on saxophone. I'm a saxophonist. I'm a woodwind player. The woodwind is a big family. It includes the flute and the sax and the clarinets, all sorts of things. So
music teacher right here in the studio.
It's all together.
Yes.
And so I did the flute kind of maybe like 6-7 years after I started playing sax, because it has the same kind of fingering.
Mm-hmm.
It's just different how you blow on it, but then I also listened to some jazz music where they were singing and playing at the same time. I was like, well, that's pretty cool.
Singing and playing. I always want to be one of those preachers that can sing and preach. I hadn't mastered it yet. I even haven't
sing and preach.
Oh, I can't do it. I would love to. So you can do that. Wow.
Yes.
So that takes a lot of air. And, almost like you can, that's how the hoopers do, the preachers. They do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's amazing. So tell me, you have went to, what is it, Brazil? Where are some of the places you went? You're Brazil, Asian, and you played sold out shows and festivals.
Yes.
Oh my
I've been very
goodness.
lucky. The music has given me a ticket to the world. There's
Wow.
one language that we kind of all understand in the world, and that's music. And that's what I love to kind of go out there. And thankfully, soul and funk and all that kind of music is really big, especially overseas in Europe and Brazil. Brazil really loves rock and soul and funk. So
Wow.
Yeah.
And then you're from the South,
Uh-huh. yeah, they love Southern.
They love the Southern. So you have one of the people that you've been on the show with. It's called Austin City Limits with the folk artist Valerie Jones. Now, I've heard her sing at a funeral, right? Oh my God.
Yeah.
So tell me your connection with her. She's amazing.
Well, Valerie June, I've actually go way back when I first moved to Memphis in the early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
One of the first bands I played with was with her and her one of her ex-husbands that she plays with. And through that, when she was kind of, going through turmoil and whatnot,
Yeah.
wanted to kind of break out on her own, and she came to me and was kind of asking me, like, what do you think about doing something solo and stuff? I was like, of course, and you can come open for me at one of the little local bars. So we go way back, and and we're trying to encourage, especially other females, to try to encourage each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I always wanted to encourage her, and I was like, well, you got something special. There's nobody that sounds like you. So
Nothing sounds like her.
yeah, and so
Right.
I just recorded with her last night at Rose.
Congratulations!
Yeah, I'm very
So
happy.
when can we be able to get that?
That's on Valerie. She's
Okay.
big time, so that's gonna be on her.
Okay. Well, you're
I'm
big
honored.
time.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
big time.
No,
You
she's
are.
big time. She just had a #1 record on Billboard Records on the
She
Americana
is.
charts for the last 7 weeks. So
Well,
I'm really proud of her. She still has such a great spirit, and so like you're saying, I'm very thankful to be a part of that.
it is.
Yeah.
So those great people like that. I mean,
Mhm.
so tell us. So how was the transition from a sax to a flute? I mean, like, is it
Yeah.
easier? Or, I mean, is that something that people normally do?
This normally, like I said, Woodwind family, you kind of start playing all the different instruments when you're in the fingerings are the same as kind of like if this was a saxophone this way.
Okay,
You just
yeah.
turn it sideways. No, the difference with the sax, there's a wooden reed on it that vibrates.
Mm-hmm.
This, I have to do that with my mouth. There's nothing. You just blow it across. Like if you ever blow it on a bottle,
Mhm.
you made that noise.
Oh, okay.
Same exact thing as if you
Okay,
blow on a
great.
bottle. So you just blow it across. And then the whole singing thing, I just kind of, listen to some of this old jazz musician, Ross on Kirk. He can play like 3 saxes at once and play the flute with his nose. He's from the 60s and 70s.
Oh, wow.
And he was one of the first ones I heard, and he had these tunes, and I just started practicing with the. Mama's got short bread. Mama's got short bread. You just practice like that.
Wow.
You do that on the bottle too. If you practice on the bottle, do the
I'm
same
gonna go
thing.
home. Now, do they drink bottles anymore? I'm not sure.
You can do it on a plastic bottle too, but it is better on a glass bottle.
Yeah, my goodness. Wow, so did you grow up in a musical family, or how did this love for music, how did that come about?
Well, my family does like music, but nobody plays music. I'm literally like the only musician in the family.
Okay.
On my mother's side of the family, they're from South Carolina, and they're both my grandparents on that side were both ministers.
Mm-hmm.
So I spent basically during the summer, I spent almost every day in church.
In church.
I was listening, gospel and whatnot every day,
Wow, well, great.
Yeah, and on my father's side of my family, my grandmother on my father's side, she's actually from Germany.
Mm-hmm.
And so they had it more like in the north, so they had the rock and roll kind of different things like the Beatles. So I had a great cross section on one side, gospel music. The other side had the Prince, and I'm a huge Prince fan. Prince is my #1.
God bless you.
Yeah. I worship him,
Wow.
And so
Awesome.
just through that.
So, you have a band.
Yes.
Talk to us about your band.
My own personal band is Clayburn Soul Scrimmage, and the Soul Scrimmage refers to the fact when I first started it in Memphis here,
Mhm.
maybe about 12 years ago. It was just an open jam, like a scrimmage. Everybody gets together.
Oh wow!
Same people kept showing up, so we became a band.
Like, okay,
Yeah.
this is it. This it, y'all. Let's do
Yeah.
something. Same
And-
people came short.
And they're like some of the top side musicians in town. So,
Wow.
and like they all, like, you know, like I recorded Valerie, a lot of them record with a lot of musicians in town, some of the top guys for recording sessions and playing with other bands. And so I'm very lucky, I'm very blessed.
So, how did the pandemic? Did it do anything for your music? Did you know? You was already international when the band, but you know, a lot of people start having these closed sessions where virtual sessions. Did you do a lot of that?
No, not as much. I had a few of them where I did do some things. I went to University of Virginia in Charlottesville, Virginia, and I did a project over the summer with that was involved with Dave Matthews Band was a part of
Wow.
it. So yeah, I know some of those cats from there. So
She a real musician. She said cats.
Gigs and the cats. You know?
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. So I did some of that, and I did a few things here in Memphis, but not, you know, it really did hurt. You know, it really did hurt. But now it's starting to open back up, and and I'm very thankful.
Now, do you play in churches or mostly bands or clubs?
Mostly bars and clubs in
Okay.
town, but I am playing in Ladies Edition with one of our fellow Honorees.
Yes, she did say, okay, great. You should talk
Yeah.
about that. So all girls,
Uh-huh.
nothing like when sisters get together. When
Yeah,
women
it's
get
great.
together, we make and we collaborate and we make magic.
Yes.
We magic. So that's awesome. That's awesome.
I'm very honored to be in that. In fact, I'll say in my career, it's the first all-female band I've ever played with.
Really?
And that's sad. It's taken me 30 years, but I'm very thankful. So
Well,
I'm very thankful. For
Well,
that.
you coming around
Yeah.
full circle, so you've done a whole lot. So why not get with a female band? You done
Yeah.
hung out with some of the great artists and
Yes, yes.
some of the amazing platforms. It's just full circle. It's not that it's sad. It's just that
Yeah.
time has just come, and
Exactly.
also the time to be celebrated.
Exactly.
To be celebrated right here in Memphis, Tennessee. It is
Yeah.
amazing.
It
Tell
is
me,
amazing.
so it is just. We're just excited about to honor women, you know,
That's
for
great.
sisters to kind of look and say, sis, I see you.
Right.
We
Right.
see you. We see what you're doing. Because not all the times that you never know who is listening and who is
Right.
watching.
That's right.
Who is watching. So it's
Yeah.
always best to bring your A game.
That's right.
And
That's
you've
right.
been doing it for 30 years.
Yes.
You don't even look that much older. No, so serious. I was going to ask you earlier. But see, I mean, you don't even look that much older than 30. Wow.
I'm 45. I just turned 45.
God bless you. Oh, my
46.
goodness.
Yes.
Really? So you've been playing since you was in your teens. Like,
yes.
literally.
Yeah.
So when you first, start playing, did you have somebody to really encourage you, to support you? Saying, girl, sit down. We want you to go to school. We want you to be educated. We want you to be a
Right.
lawyer. Because you know how, some of our parents, especially that we're the same age. And that's how mom said, go to school, get a degree. Like, for me, like, what? I want to run my mouth. I can do that, So I don't need nobody to teach me how to do that, right? And so, they call me teen too much because I talk a lot. But was that or did you have anybody, like, really go do that?
Yes, and I'm similar story. I was very thankful that my mother, my mother Daisy Clayburn, when we was just first starting out, I wanted to do something. We were having a tough time in my family, and she got me a saxophone. And I had two best friends, these two guys that I played with, and just by chance, my very first band director was a great saxophonist, Ray Parker, and and he really encouraged us. So I was really lucky. He did all the all-state bands when we played with all the people around the state, and so I've just been very lucky. Great band directors. I went to, like I said, University of Virginia. They have a band director there, John Dirth, trumpet player who helped put together Dave Matthews Band. Actually, he's one of the people that helped connect those musicians together. So he came and kind of gave me the same kind of education with that. So I've been very blessed with that. I found a great community of people that really support it.
Well, it's good. Thank you for doing what you do.
I appreciate it.
Waking up every day, being the best version of you,
I
right?
try.
We appreciate it. And so we are honoring you. You've been honored in 2021 Musical Sounds of a Woman with almost nearly 20 women.
That's great.
That is amazing.
That is
amazing. I don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, we just don't know what's gonna happen. So tell us real quickly, how can someone get you, or your booking manager, or just let us know how we can keep you busy.
Well, of course, I'm on all the socials, Facebook, Hope Clayburn or Hope Clayburn Music. I have my own website at hopeclayburn.music.com. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, things like that. And I'll be around town. You'll probably bump into me. I'm playing this Friday at the Concourse at Crosstown.
Oh, I love it.
5 to 7 p.m. Just playing some jazz with some friends. So if you're out there on a Friday, just want to hang out 5 to 7, we'll be there.
Oh, just jazz it out. Oh my goodness.
Just jazzing it out.
Hey, this jazz lady here, you guys. Keep her busy. Keep her busy. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for hanging out again. Congratulations. God bless you guys. All right.
In the midst of all you're going through, just trust in God and He'll fight for you. Just call His name, He's right on time. He's never lost, you'll be just fine. He conquered the grave and defeated sin. He'll never lose, He'll always win. He's the undisputed champion. Every battle He ever fought, He won. With Him we always win. He conquered the grave and defeated sin. We can always count on Him. He'll never leave you, no. Just stop stressing. Yeah.